something horrible happened to me. Something awful happened to me. I contracted something that I never wanted to contract, and it happened in the most horrible, awful way ever, all right? So this is a story. This is a story that I have to tell you, so I'll start from the beginning. But before I start the story, I need to ask you a question. Do you, the viewer, know what an AIDS porcupine is? Have you ever heard of an AIDS porcupine? Because the AIDS porcupine is very integral to this story. You must know what an AIDS porcupine is if you want to continue this story. So I'll if you want to start, I'll tell you what an AIDS porcupine is. So if you want to know, I'm gonna assume that you already know what a regular porcupine is. The small animal with a bunch of prongs on its back. I'm gonna assume you know that already, because an AIDS porcupine is just like that. An AIDS porcupine is just like that, but with one caveat. One small little difference. The AIDS porcupine, if you come into contact, if you get stabbed, shanked by the pricks on its back, you will contract an STD. That's how the AIDS porcupine works. And I was in a forest recently, frolicking around, having a good time, playing with the mud, the dirt, the water, swinging from trees. I was having a blast. It was a good time. One of the greatest times of my entire life, really. When all of a sudden, out of the sky, from the trees, a porcupine falls on my neck and pricks me. It pricked me right in the neck, and I was like, holy shit, that hurts. I mean, it hurt. Really bad. Did not feel good. Horrible experience. I pulled it off. It got stuck to me, so I took it and I pulled it off. I said, what the fuck? What are you? I threw it at the tree. I threw the porcupine right at the tree. And I was, after that, I was scared. I was very scared because I was like, that might have just been an AIDS porcupine. That's what I was thinking to myself. That might be an AIDS porcupine. So I did the next logical thing. I called my doctor. I said, Doc, I think I was just pricked by an AIDS porcupine. He's like, oh my God. We got to get you in immediately. Come on down right now. So I drove my car to the doctor's office. And he was taking a look at my neck. He was examining it, doing his magic. And he's like, the holes on your neck, they look like the holes that an AIDS porcupine might give to. They look like AIDS porcupine holes. And I'm like, that can't be good news, right? That can't be good news, because that's telling me that I might have been shanked by an AIDS porcupine. So the doctor says, all right, I'm going to get someone to do blood work on you. I'm going to see if you have an STD. If you do, we'll let you know within the next 10 minutes. I say, okay, doc, whatever you say. You're the master here. So he leaves the office. And now I'm sitting in the doctor's office, and I'm very worried, very fettered. I don't know what to do. This has never happened to me before. I'm in a state of panic. It's like when you see a weird abnormal growth on your skin and you think it might be cancer, so you're just panicking. That's exactly what it was like in this situation, except it wasn't cancer. It was AIDS, possibly transmitted by an AIDS porcupine. So I'm sitting there, I'm worried. 5 minutes later, the door opens. The nurse comes in. It wasn't even my doctor. I don't even know what my doctor was doing. He clearly doesn't give a shit, because he had his assistant come in with the needle and everything, and she's like, all right, I'm going to extract your blood and put it in one of our blood machines, and we're going to see if you have AIDS. And I say, go ahead. They test it. She takes my blood. The needle hurt a little bit. Needles hurt. Don't go. Yeah. The needle hurt. There's nothing. And she leaves the room. I don't know. She leaves the room. The needle. She took my blood. She goes to the blood machine. She comes back. And then the doctor comes in with her. And they look. I mean, they are. They look like they're about to give me bad news. That's what they look like. They have their hands like in a, you know how in basketball, when you're not, like in basketball, when there's the guy who's trying to get the ball to the net, he's trying to run around you, but then some guy hits a pose like this, like a stance, and it's meant to like stop the runner. I forget what that stance is called, but he was holding his hands at his midsection down here, like he was. I don't fucking know. I'm blanking right now, but he was like that. He looked like he was about to tell me something bad, I'll tell you what. And he says, John? I say, Doctor? He says, John? I say, Doctor? You have AIDS, John. He told me I have AIDS. So now all of a sudden I have AIDS from an AIDS porcupine. What am I supposed to do? I mean, what do you do at that point? That's horrible. That's horrible. That's what it is. So I'm depressed. That kind of ruined my entire week. I need to find a way to extract the AIDS out of my system. I need to find the AIDS porcupine that pricked me, and I need him to be tested. Because, like, you know how when you catch a disease, usually the cure, like, you have to put a little bit of the disease into the cure when you're synthesizing it. So I need to find the AIDS porcupine that pricked me, have him tested. Then they need to, like, take a part of that porcupine, put it into a chemical mixture and make me a cure or something. I mean, this is not good. Horrible news. But, yeah. Anyways, thank you for your time.